So today we are going to study about two tests, that is Rinne's test and the Weber's test. These are used to assess the type of hearing loss in a person. So there are mainly two types of hearing loss. One is conductive and the second one is the sensorineural hearing loss. So conductive hearing loss is seen in people where there are pathologies or obstruction in the external or the middle ear. Sensorineural hearing loss is seen when there is pathology in the inner ear. Now let's come to some facts. So usually the air conduction is louder and longer than the bone conduction. So when the sound passes through the external ear and then to the middle ear and finally goes to the inner ear, the sound is usually amplified because of various reasons. So remember, AC is more than BC. This will be useful later when we study about the Rinne's and the Weber's test. So let's begin with the Rinne's test. So to begin this test, first you take a tuning fork of around 512 Hz and then you activate it by striking it gently against the elbow. Now first you place it on the mastoid bone as you can see in this particular picture. So the person can sense the vibration, and now when the person stops hearing the vibration, you place it in line with the pinna as you can see in this picture. The person still can hear the vibrations, and this shows that the air conduction is more than the bone conduction. So this says that the Rinne's test is positive. Now let's see some pathologies. So if there is any conductive hearing loss, the person won't be able to hear the vibrations after you place the tuning fork in line with the external ear. This shows that the bone conduction is more than the air conduction. So you can say that the person has conductive hearing loss. So we come to this conclusion that AC is more than BC in normal ear, or it can be in sensorineural hearing loss because the Rinne's test cannot diagnose sensorineural hearing loss, and BC is more than AC in conductive hearing loss. Now let's come to the second test, that is the Weber's test. So now after striking the tuning fork against the elbow, you place it on the vertex or the forehead in Weber's test. So through the bone, the vibrations go and reach the cochlea or the inner ear. And that is both the ears equally hear the vibrations. But if there is any sensorineural hearing loss in one side, then the particular sound will be lateralized, or the person can hear the sound more in the better ear or in the normal ear because there is some pathology in the inner ear. If there is any conductive hearing loss in one ear, then the sound is lateralized or it is heard more in the same ear, that is in the ear with the pathology. This is because when the vibrations go through the bone, they directly enter the inner ear, and since it is closed, the vibrations keep rotating within the same compartment, that is the inner ear, and they cannot go outside because there is some obstruction or there is any pathology causing conductive hearing loss. So if you see the Rinne's test, in a normal ear, the air conduction is more than bone conduction, and the Weber's test, there is no localization or lateralization. Both the ears hear the sound equally. Let's come to the sensorineural hearing loss. So in Rinne's test, again air conduction is more than bone conduction. But in Weber's test, the sound is lateralized to the normal ear. In conductive hearing loss, the Rinne's test is negative, that is BC is more than AC. But in Weber's test, the sound is lateralized to the affected ear, as we said, because the sound stays within the same compartment and it becomes amplified. So let's do some examples. Now Weber's test shows lateralization to the right. So the right ear can be the normal ear and there can be some sensorineural hearing loss in the left ear. So thus the sound can be lateralized to the right. Or there can be some conductive hearing loss in the right ear and thus the sound has been lateralized to the right. Now let's come to this Rinne's test. So it says that it is positive bilaterally. That means here there is no conductive hearing loss. So we come to the conclusion that the right ear is the normal ear and there is some sensorineural hearing loss in the left ear, and thus the sound has been lateralized to the right. Let's come to the second example. So it shows lateralization to the right. So again there can be some problem within the left ear and thus the right ear is the normal ear, so the left ear has sensory neural hearing loss, or the right ear has conductive hearing loss. Second one is the Rennes test. So it is negative on the right. So thus there is a conductive hearing loss of the right side. Let's come to the third example. So Weber's test showed no lateralization. So there could be two possibilities. One is that the ear is normal and thus both the ears hear normally, or there could be bilateral hearing loss. Now Rennes test. So Rennes test shows positive bilaterally. That means there is no conductive hearing loss in both the ears. So there can be bilateral sensory neural hearing loss, or there could be normal ears. Let's come to the fourth example, that is the last example. So there is again no lateralization. So there can be again normal ear or bilateral hearing loss. But Rennes test show negative bilaterally. So there could be bilateral conductive hearing loss.